Hey guys, so World of Warcraft, Secrets of Ulduar. Apparently in WoW Classic, we're up to Ulduar, which is still revered as like one of the best raids of all time. You go in, there's lots of bosses, and the final boss is Yogg-Saron, who is the old god, and the 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 battle, the final the final boss. It doesn't start with Yogg-Saron. You get in there, and then you see this woman named Sarah, and you're trying to help her because you have all these faceless ones coming after her. But then it's revealed that you've been helping Yogg-Saron, and he has this. It's just like this really cool little monologue. It's so cool. But Secrets of Ulduar Madness trailer.
I am the lucid dream, the monster in your nightmares.
The fiend of 1,000 faces.
Yes, that is so cool. Yeah, the actually I'll find it. The actual line, Yogg-Saron has some of the coolest lines, but I'll bring it up so that way you can kind of get the idea of the beginning of it. So hang on. All right, so I'm gonna play this just so you can hear the lines, because while you're fighting him, it's really hard to pay attention to how good the voice acting is for him, because you're so worried about not being driven mad and making sure you get into the portals on time and all the ads, and you're not really listening to the lines, but they're so good. But
Leave me alone! The time to strike at the head of the beast will soon be upon us. Focus your anger and hatred on his minions. Yes, yes! Show them no mercy! Give no pause to your attacks! Let hatred and rage guide your blows! Weak-minded fool! Powerless to act! Suffocate upon your own hate! Tremble, mortals, before the coming of the end! Could they have been saved?
I am the lucid dream, the monster in your nightmares.
The fiend of 1,000 faces. Cower before my true form. Bow down before the god of death. Madness will consume you. Your will is no longer your own. Destroy them, minion. The master commands it.
you can tell that they were really having fun with that. It's like the voice is so great, but then that laugh, it's just so good. But
Eternal suffering awaits. 1,000 deaths. Or 1 murder. Your petty quarrels only make me stronger. Giliath Shul-Anag. His brood learned their lesson before too long. You will soon learn yours. He will learn. No king rules forever. Only death is eternal. Your fate is sealed. The end of days is finally upon you, and all who inhabit this miserable little seedling.
it's so good. It's so freaking good. Like the old gods, like Cthulhu, like you like Entourage, you're going through and you just keep hearing him whispering, and sometimes you'll just hear the whole "you will die," and it's just like, where's that coming from? And then you see this massive thing with this giant eyeball on top, and you're like, oh, that's where it's coming from. You know, he says things like, you know, your friends will abandon you and you're already dead. Mae wa mo shinderu. Nani? You're already dead. But the you will die is so. The old gods have such great lines. And they should, because there's only like 4 or 5 of them, and, you know, they're these giant, massive things, you know, that come from beyond the stars and from the Void Lords, and, you know, so large that, you know, Aman'Thul, in order to defeat Yashiraj, had to, like, reach down and pull him out of the freaking planet. That's how big these things are. But Yogg-Saron, the whole entirety of Ulduar is so fun. Such a diverse range of, you know, bosses and areas. You know, you have ice, you have like this nice foresty, like a shoals basin kind of area, and you know, you go into like you know, Mimiron and like this workshop. It's just a huge, diverse, you know, raid. It's so cool. But Yogg-Saron, when you get there, also he drops Mimiron's head, which took me forever to get. But I got it. You can also do it the hard way or the easy way. So you get the help of the Titan Keepers, right? And you can have them help you out during the fight. So basically, before you even get to the room, you talk to them, and they'll show up in the battle in the very end. You know, you get there to Yogg-Saron, and they'll be there waiting, pretty much. And they'll lend you their power during the fight. Or you can not talk to any of them, and just face Yogg-Saron by himself. Which back in the day was pretty hard. Because it's like you needed the buffs and everything that the Titan Keepers gave you. But yeah, Ulduar, there's so many bosses, and so many of them are just so memorable. Not to mention, it also has one of the most memorable lines. I remember you in the mountains. It's just like the way he says it. I remember you in the mountains. It's like, what? Why are you saying it like that? But it's such a good raid. Yogg-Saron is such a cool looking character. Such a cool looking old god. You know, the fact that he calls himself the god of death kind of makes you think, is like, is he really a god of death? Because, you know, old gods don't really die. You know, whenever if they're taken care of, they go back to wherever, you know, it's kind of like, you know, the dragon aspects or the wild gods or, you know, anything like that. When they die, they go back to like the Emerald Dream or Ardenweald or something like that. So when the old gods die, they go back to wherever, you know, their home base essentially is. So is he a god of death? You can kind of say, because apparently he's active again, even though we took care of him. I think we saw it in Legion. We went to Ulduar and we found some traces of Yogg-Saron being active. And in Dragon Isles, apparently there's more confirmation that he is indeed active, despite the fact that we apparently killed him. So he's had enough time to recuperate and recover to cause mischief again. But it's a great fight. You know, the portals open up and you can see, you know, different type of like visions. You know, you can see Arthas torturing Bolvar, stuff like that. With what was it, Garona and was it King Lane? Whenever she killed him, was it King Lane? I can't remember. But when Garona was there in Stormwind and the murder, and so you see all these different visions of past and present and future and all that. And because old gods can do that, they see all, like, all possibilities. They know the past, present, future. So them to be able to show you these visions was pretty cool. But just his voice, you could tell that they were having fun with it. And of course they're based off of the old gods, the outer gods from H.P. Lovecraft, these giant abominations of like writhing eyes and tentacles and just inconceivably just people being driven mad just by trying to figure out what they look like. Creatures that come from beyond the stars, creatures that exist outside of our reality. I mean, Azeroth sounds like Azathoth. Yogg-Saron, has his counterpart, H.P. Lovecraft, Yogg-Sagoth. So, H.P. Lovecraft definitely inspired these guys. And Azeroth, being Azathoth, the blind idiot god, the one who is basically the one who creates everything by sleeping. Well, apparently everyone claims that everything is the creation of Azeroth, that she is basically the creator, and that she's just kind of sleeping. So that would kind of give a parallel to Azathoth being the creator of the universe. Like the universe as we know it exists in his mind. The universe, if he wakes up, boom, we're out of existence because we're just a figment of his dream. So if he was to ever wake up, we get wiped from existence. So Azeroth being kind of that similar type being where, her dreaming is creating everything. And then if she was to wake up, something terrible would happen. Now, obviously, I don't think we would all be wiped out. The Warcraft universe wouldn't be wiped out of existence if Azeroth woke up. In fact, it's been said that she's going to wake up, but then it's like, well, what happens to the planet? If she's inside the planet, is the planet going to bust apart? Is she going to somehow spiritually remove herself from the planet and keep it intact? It's like, what's going to happen? But she's apparently probably the most powerful being in the universe, which is why everyone wants her. The Void wants her, the Legion wants her, the Light wants her. Everyone wants her because she's just that powerful. We see numerous people, Shadowlands, they were using Azerite, the blood of Azeroth. During BFA, we were using Azerite. We used it to defeat an old god. So she's extremely powerful. And if she woke up, boy, those old gods would be pissing their pants. But yeah, Yogg-Saron, one of the coolest. Definitely better than Cthulhu. He's got some cool lines, but he's pretty forgettable. Yasharaj, we never actually got to see him. Garrosh just kind of absorbed his essence. And then we have N'Zoth, who after 10 years of being hyped up, he gets taken out like a bitch in the raid. And then we have like that cinematic that's basically frame for frame from Return of the King. After, Ring goes in, Sauron's destroyed, you see Mordor kind of crumbling. It was just basically like shot for shot. So, but yeah, tell me what you remember most about Ulduar. Who's your favorite boss in Ulduar? Mine would definitely, one of them would definitely be Yogg-Saron. It's just an interesting fight. There's so much crap going on, and if you fail to do anything that you're supposed to do, you guys wipe. Like, everyone needs to be doing what they're supposed to be doing. Other bosses have a little leeway to them. It's like, if they die, it's not that big of a deal. But no, you need to do it. Otherwise, it messes everyone up. Was it like the first fight when you're in the machines and everything? It's pretty cool. Yeah, there's a lot of bosses in that place. But yeah, let me know your favorite boss. What is your favorite raid, if not Ulduar? But yeah, let me know. Anyway, that's gonna do it for me. You guys know the drill. I'll see you guys later. Bye, guys.